You're standing under a clear night sky. The stars above are faint, washed out by the city lights, but they're there. The hum of electricity buzzes faintly overhead. Then suddenly laughter, music, cheering. Someone shouts in joy. Fireworks explode in the distance, their colors blooming and vanishing like neon flowers. A crowd is gathered, friends, neighbors, strangers united in celebration. Maybe it's a wedding. Maybe it's New Year's Eve. Maybe your team just won. People dance, horns honk, firecrackers pop, and then someone lifts a gun into the air. You see the glint of steel under the streetlight. Without hesitation, they fire. Scene that happens all over the world. From the streets of Los Angeles to small towns in Pakistan, from Caracas to Cairo, celebratory gunfire is treated not as a danger, but as a tradition, a ritual of joy, a symbol of pride. But the danger hasn't passed when the bullet leaves the barrel. It hasn't ended when the sound fades. In fact, the threat is only just beginning. Because the bullet you shoot into the sky doesn't vanish into space. It doesn't stop in midair. It comes back. And when it does, it falls faster and harder than you might ever expect. It falls with deadly potential. It falls silently. And sometimes it kills. This isn't urban legend. This isn't dramatic fiction. It's science undeniable. Bullet is fired straight up. It doesn't rise forever. Gravity wins that fight. Eventually, the upward motion slows, halts, and reverses. The bullet begins to fall, pulled down by the same force that once launched it. But how fast it falls and how dangerous it becomes depends on more than just gravity. Many people believe that a bullet fired straight up will fall straight down, tumbling, and harmless. And that's partly true if it's fired perfectly vertically, and if it loses its spin. In such a case, it may tumble randomly, destabilize, and fall with reduced velocity. But perfect vertical shots are rare in the real world. Even a small angle, just 5 or 10 degrees off, can dramatically alter the bullet's return path. In those cases, the bullet doesn't just drop. It arcs back toward Earth in a curved trajectory. And instead of tumbling, a typical 9mm bullet weighs around 7.5 grams. Only takes 130 feet per second to penetrate human skin. At around 200, it can fracture a human skull. At 300, it can tear straight through a body. That paperclip becomes a miniature meteor, falling with concentrated energy. When it hits, it doesn't feel like a paperclip. It feels like a hammer strike. Sometimes it feels like nothing at all until the body collapses. In real life, there are no dramatic movie-style gunshot sounds, no warnings. A person could be walking down the street, smiling, celebrating the same event that prompted the gunfire, and within seconds, they're gone. Hit by a bullet they never saw, never heard, and never expected. There have been documented cases of people being struck and killed by bullets that were fired from over a mile away. One especially heartbreaking incident happened in 2012 in Texas. A 7-year-old boy was playing outside with his cousins during a New Year's Eve celebration. Music, lights, fireworks. It was supposed to be a night of joy. Moments later, he collapsed. No one saw it happen. No one heard a shot. There was no attacker. But when his body was examined, the truth emerged. A falling bullet had entered the top of his head. He was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. No one was arrested. The shooter likely never even knew what happened. And that's what makes falling bullets so terrifying. Their invisibility. You don't see them. You don't hear them. There's no flash, no sound, no visible enemy. They fall from the sky like fate, and in many cases, they leave behind no trace but blood.